afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody out there, YouTube land. This is Moz coming to you live with a new episode of Moz's Toy Box. It's been a minute, you could say, and it really comes down to whether or not this footage works, because my camera has been great at taking photos. It's been a problematic little punk when it comes to doing videos. So we shall see. If I have to cut up a lot of this just because it keeps freezing, we probably will never see this. But I'm hoping that I've addressed the problem. We shall see. We got a lot of toys I have not done reviews or even showed you guys. This is probably one of my most recent ones here. So we're gonna go ahead and break into the She Predator. I like to say Machiko. I don't think that's right. It could be right actually, Machiko. We'll say Machiko, hell, whatever. The She Predator Machiko, she was in the first Alien vs. Predator comic book, although she was released with the Alien vs. Predator movies. There's a few discrepancies to this figure as opposed to the Alexa Woods character, which this figure is loosely based on. So without further ado, let's take a look at the box. Let's see how this works. I'm trying a whole new setup. As you see, Machiko is pointing out there toward the side. So it's got a slip cover here, obviously. It's pretty cool. I dig it. But it's actually not a bad figure. It's just really old. So unlike, well, we'll get into that in a minute. So if you take the slip cover off, you have this awesome window artwork here. You don't really see a lot, but there's cool, cutouts there in the window. And let's see, the head sculptor. Hey, prototype sculptor, Joseph Sang. That is awesome. You know why? Because he's a friend of mine. Well, I don't say we hang out and drink beers, but I was really quite impressed that he recently followed me on Instagram. So I'm really stoked about that. And that's due to my photography with the Predator figures. I did not realize he was the prototype sculptor for this, as well as character designed by. So that's awesome. Creative producer. Awesome. But you also got JC Hong did the head art direction. So there's a lot of good people. I love how they break down on the back of the boxes who's all responsible for bringing these figures to life. So let's put this box back together. And let's go over this very old figure. She is not part of the MMS series. Oop, I got it on backwards. She is part of her own line. I don't know if they've made any more, actually, of this line. I'll have to go look on the Hot Toys checklist or whatever. But she is the Hot Angel line of Hot Toys. So she is actually, where did I just see it at? Well, Hot Angel Series 001. Right here on the box. I don't know if that focused in on you. We'll find out here shortly. We'll take a closer look at it maybe. So we got that. And this is the figure. If you're following me on Instagram, which is INVADERMOZ on Instagram, there's a link down there below in the description. You'll see that I've taken quite a few pictures of her recently. She's really great looking. You can really tell though that she is an older figure, specifically with just the way the armor's done. It's much more, it's less computerized, I guess, in the design. You can see the physical details that they did. Her blades here are plastic instead of metal, like the newer Predators that they made, the 2.0 body styles, like what I like to call them. There's actually a couple parts I haven't put on her yet. She's got two daggers that go down here I didn't put on her yet. Mainly because I can't tie things that tiny. It's just, no. I mean, this scabbard that goes back here, I was about to chuck this whole figure out the window because I don't have the hand dexterity to do this. I had tweezers and pliers and just trying to get in there, because you actually have to, when you put this together, you basically have like a little key ring, and then you have to try to feed that tiny little chain onto the key ring, and I'm just not dexterous enough to do it. I was losing my ever-loving mind. But I eventually got it. It took me probably a good hour to get this scabbard on. Again, it's probably my fault to my dexterity, but the sword sheaths here in the scabbard, which is cool. This is a plastic sword, of course. It's not metal. I don't think they could have gotten away with metal because her hands don't have the gripping power of some of the newer figures. Her hands are very rubbery feeling when you mess with them, which is great if you need to try to grab something a little bigger than she's meant to hold on to, but it's not really optimal for holding anything really heavy. I'm not going to take this shield off because it was kind of I don't want to have to fight it again, really, is what it comes down to. But this shield here is made specifically for her left arm. It's an alien skull, which they kind of show you in the movie. Alexa Woods gets one of these, which is really cool. But the big differences between her and Alexa Woods is, first off, Machiko is Asian. Alexa Woods, I'm not exactly entirely sure. I could presume African American, but you know, may not be. So I don't want to pigeonhole myself right there. So those were two differences there. Another big difference is Machiko was on one of the Weyland-Yutani's establishing worlds that they were terraforming and whatnot, whereas Alexa Woods was a tour guide, so to speak. A badass tour guide, of course, but tour guide for mountain climbing, for high altitude, snowy stuff. So Machiko, of course, was nowhere near this athletic. She was more like the corporate person in the cog there. She didn't, until she's, you know, the stuff started going down, she didn't really have a lot as far as activity-wise that we read about. But in any case, I don't want to spoil the whole story for you, but as you see, you never see her like this in the comic book unless they've revisited it and I didn't see another issue with her yet. I haven't read all the comic books. I've only read some of the keys. Unless there's another issue where they come back to her, she never has this outfit. But that's okay. You know why? Because she has it here, which is all that matters. Now her helm, it's just actually kind of just friction holds it on. It doesn't have like the Predator mandible thing there, but her, you know, her head comes off, or her helm comes off. She looks a lot like Angelina Jolie, I guess. Yeah, actually a lot like her. She does have the dreads that all Predators have. Of course, these aren't the Predator dreads. This is her hair, I guess, probably dreadlocks, you know. But I really liked her biomass that she's got. It is using the Youngbloods Yachua symbol that was in the AVP movie, unlike the symbol that was utilized in the comic book. It was two different symbols. There's probably a reason for it. I'm not going to go into it because if you haven't read the comic book, I'd like for you to just kind of enjoy it, and I'm trying not to spoil it. So, but there are several AVP comic books, and who knows, I could be missing something as far as her development goes. She's got the spear here. This opens up. Again, I'm not going to pull it off. This older figure, I'm very concerned about working with. She doesn't feel as sturdy as the newer 2.0 figures, which have their own problems. Particularly the pleather they use for strappings and stuff on the new figures. It's just a nightmare. This is rubber here though, so I don't have to worry about that too much. I do have to worry about the body netting. I have to worry about this pulling this off and it getting caught on her, so I don't want to end up breaking this. One thing I will say, and if any of you guys watching have any suggestions on what I could do to alleviate this problem, but gravity really works against me when I try to open the spear. It's not giving me a good example because I'm not taking it off to show you. And I've actually used blue tack to keep these closed while it's on her, because it's something I can pull off, put on. But like the bottom one particularly, if I didn't have the blue tack, it would be falling open about a centimeter or two. So of course it makes it longer on her, and that could be a problem later, because I do pull her out quite often along with all my figures, because if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that I'm taking pictures of these guys constantly. Some get more love than others, both by me and by my fans, which is probably one of the reasons why I don't take out some of the other ones. It seems that my Instagram is focused on Predators. Anything I try to do outside that doesn't seem to get the attention that it deserves, in my opinion. But that's okay. I will end up just saying the hell with it and taking pictures of whatever I want to take pictures of. Anyway, moving on. So this is a kick-ass biomass. It's got scarring over here over one eye. It's got red in the scarring. You can see the Yachua symbol here that gets carved into her head. And also it's on her cheek. So that's really cool. They did honor that like in the comic books and the movies. course, she never had the helmet and the gear in the movie, or in the comic book or in the movie. She had some of the gear. She had a staff that had an alien tail, which I would like to get a custom of that to utilize. And then of course she's got this that, you know, is a makeshift shield to protect her from the acid. I like the little addition of the Predator skull down here on the base. It's a really nice design, really neat. I think it's very similar to, actually, you know, I didn't notice this until now. I think this is actually Broken Tusk's skull. Now, you'll have to read the comic book to know what I'm talking about there. But for those who have read it, I just noticed that he's got broken, or, you know, where mandibles should be, or broken, or gone. So I'm wondering if this is a representation of Broken Tusk. I need to look back at him and see which tusk was broken. I forget. But really cool base. It's small, which I like, because I am running out of room in the DTOF. I am actually having to put some of my other figures up on a regular shelf. I do need to buy another DTOF or something, but right now we haven't done that. So, but this is a kick-ass figure. Let me know, guys, down in the comments down below what you think of this figure. Would you buy this figure? This is really kind of difficult to find at a decent price. I found it for just a tiny bit over retail from Toys.net, which is a Canadian-based online service, and they actually have a showroom as well. And I was lucky enough to find it not too pricey, not too gouged at all. I was really happy with it. What really got me though was the shipping from Canada to the U.S. That kind of got me. But you know what? I'm not disappointed at all. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the little things she comes with, and we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So, we got, like I said, a rundown of the Machiko figure. I got a lot of figures since I've been gone. Leave a comment down below of what you would like to see. I got a lot of Predator figures. Go to my Instagram, take a look at the stuff I've been taking pictures of, and ask me, or comment down here, and let me know, or comment on my Instagram even. But comment somewhere, let me know which figure you'd like to see next. And hopefully next time, I'll pull it apart a little bit more, but this one, I'm just really hesitant to really pull at her. Like I said, she is an older figure, so there's that. But in any case, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, I also got a Facebook group, Moz's Toy Box. I'll put a link down in the description below. It's not too busy right now because I've been away, but I'm hoping you guys will help change that. So we'll see you soon, and have a good one, guys. Take it easy.